Hello, and welcome. This tutorial is all about SAP Ariba. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the Upptalk platform before we get started. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms. So, to understand more about the most recent and current technologies, watch other videos on the Upptalk channel.
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.
So, without further ado, let's get started.
So upstream is completely completed. Now we are starting with the downstream side. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go there. Now, when we talk about downstream, so first let me give you the brief here. What we're gonna do in the downstream side, we are gonna run a complete cycle of procure to pay process. Procure to pay process be like P2P, like short form we call it P2P, where you will be creating a requisition, or we call it purchase requisition PR in the Ariba system. We'll approve it and we get it a purchase order out of it. Then that purchase order, once the supplier delivers the material, which is mentioned in this PO after a week or a month as per that requirement, then we need to perform the GR, goods receipt, like the supplier has delivered those materials. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
After the delivery has been done by the supplier, then we need to post the invoice. Like the supplier will be giving, either he will be posting the invoice online against the PO for which he has supplied the material, or he can give us a hard copy, or he can email the copy and ask that please post the invoice on my behalf. Okay. So after this, you have this invoice will be coming in your system. Then you have this invoice reconciliation engine which checks.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a two-way match, three-way match. If you heard of this term in the supply chain, this is a very normal term. Like you do two-way match or three-way match. So two-way match is you are comparing the invoice that coming from the supplier and the purchase order which is there in the which you have issued to the supplier.
Yeah.
Then it comes the three-way match, which also includes the GR. So invoice will be matched with the GR, how much quantity done, then the PO also, how much quantity is there. So three-way match, that is three things are coming in the picture. That's a three-way match. If you're using two-way, two documents for reference, that is two-way match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So this will be done in this one. And once this has been cleared, that invoice reconciliation after clearation, it will be okay to pay. Like as per the due date, the supplier will receive the payment against this purchase order.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is basically the process of, you can say, this one for complete procure to pay cycle. So sometimes you will see this company just buy this PR to PO. They do not go for this GR invoice and all those things. Or sometimes company have issues with their invoice, this one. Okay. Invoice management. So then in that case, what they do, they just go for the invoice management. So this invoice reconciliation that comes in here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So based on the requirement, based on this, we can say the necessity of the companies, where is the pain area of the company and all. Based on that, the company buy the solution.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's see the same thing here in the Ariba system. Now create, here is the requisition. So we call it a requisition. So you need to create, like this is a very basic, like end users will be doing it mostly. They will be asked that please create a PR, please create a requisitions and all. So it's the same thing. Purchase requisition or requisition, both are the same meaning. So generally, like this thing is coming because it's a demo system. Otherwise, it will directly take you to create the requisition. Like directly, you will be coming on the page, which is like how to come. This is the page. Okay. So here, when you create a purchase requisition, you have the option to choose whether you want to create a catalog related item purchase requisition or a non-catalog. So here you can see add non-catalog item.
Okay.
Another symbol for this one is this one. This is also same symbol for non-catalog item. Either you can see use this or use this. This is for creation of the non-catalog item. And here you have, these are all the catalog items. Okay. So remember one more thing. If you are adding two line items in your PR, one is a catalog, another is a non-catalog. In that case, the PR, once it is get approved, will generate two separate POs.
Okay.
One for the catalog, one for the non-catalog item.
Okay. PO will be separated based on catalog.
Based on this catalog and non-catalog, right? So in this Ariba language, it is called as is the item ad hoc. Ad hoc means it's a non-catalog item. If you say it's an ad hoc item, like that's a non-catalog item, so that is a condition. It is defined in a background, in a like you can say the architecture of the system. So I'll show you that one. So for example, I'm gonna select this one, okay, adding a catalog item here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll just add 5 quantity of it and add to cart. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a non-catalog item.
Yeah, and this non-catalog, it could be services or text item.
Yeah, you can write. So this is all up to you. So here you can put like anything in here, test item. Okay, sorry, item here. You can select any commodity code or something like high-end computer servers. Then item category, material, account type, classification code, quantity, and price. Same way, I think you remember, like we have done it in the contract also.
Contract also, yeah. And here it was it giving item number something, or it was just a description and other things?
No, item number will automatically get selected.
Selected, okay. Generated, internally generated.
Yes, it will be generated internally. So once you create it, okay. So best friend Germany is not there. US. Add to cart. Okay, commodity code, all commodities.
Using org was not there. Okay.
Okay, now you can see this proceed to checkout. Let me edit this one. So there are two things like you can see this now. This is a PR created. System generated a PR number here. You need to give the title here, any PR like test PR or Neil. Okay, you have this purchasing or coming in here by default. This is the master data actually. I'll show you this how this is coming in here on behalf of. So it can happen that in the Ariba system, like your company is keeping a centralized team who will be creating the requisition for all the users in the Ariba, for all the users which are there in the what you can say like validation from on behalf of. So there's a team basically who will be saying like you need to create the POs or PR on based on them. So on behalf of is like some user is asking you, and you are a person sitting in somewhere in the centralized team, and then you need to work on it.
Yeah, okay. He may not be authorized, and
he might not be authorized, or like something like that. You can say that. Okay,
or
so you can choose. Centralized team is there, so you can select the name on behalf of your creating. So on behalf of is the person who's requested it.
Actual requester.
Actual requester, right? Okay, so this is how you will be selecting it. Then there is a feature like this: is team requisition or is team receipt? So this is nothing but it's like a group. So if is team, basically you define a team on a user profile level. You can define a team.
Okay.
Team is like you are having department 4 or 5 people, like a small department of 4 or 5 people, and there's a one team of it. So if one person is not available and you have selected this checkbox like is team, so in that case, you can also work. If the person is on leave, then you can also work on his behalf, or you can also work on this PR as he's on the leave.
Okay. But so this is just an indicator. Team, it's a team. So that on behalf of user which you have selected, it's not necessary that that user should be belonging to a team, or it can be individual user.
No. User is different. See, this team is
user is different.
Centralized team. So for example, like you and me are the centralized team. Okay, and I have selected is team requisition. Yes, like this way. Okay. In this case, what will happen is today, for example, unfortunately, I'm on leave. and you are there in the office, and there's some changes need on this PR. So as I have selected is team requisition, you can also do the editing and change everything on this PR. You do not need to wait me.
Okay, this is not end user perspective, but just managing the PR point of view. This is
this is managing. Yes. Same is for the is team received.
Yeah. Okay. So within your team, so if you are creating this PR, so within your team, say there are 5 users, they can do
they can do
if they want.
Right.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay.
So this is how you can do this. Then there's another option is here, that is delay purchase until. Okay, this feature is like about if you want to delay a purchase order. So if you click on this eye icon, so you can see this. Just give a read of it. Quick read.
Date when the orders associated with this requisition are sent to the supplier or an external system. Delay purchase unit. Delay purchase until. Date when the orders associated with this requisition are sent to the supplier or an okay, so actual receipt of that orders means now in the system it will create it, but it will not send it to the supplier until this date.
Yes. So basically what happens is like you want to send the order on a particular date, like today's 1st, you want to send this on 5th and you are going on leave for tomorrow. Okay. You want that the supplier should receive this purchase order only on 5th. So in this case, what will happen is you will set that delay purchase until 5th of June.
Okay.
So the system, every approval and everything will be done, but the PO number will not get generated.
Yeah. Okay. It is just maybe for otherwise supplier might get the order and he might already deliver it if he has a stock, something like that.
Yes, something like that. Yes. So it's an option, like it's not mandatory to you, as I said, like this team requisition, team receive, delay purchase. These things are not mandatory, but there are options are given based on your requirement, based on your necessity, you can use them.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Then this plant 3000, company code 3000, these things are master data. These things are by default coming in from the system that I'm gonna show you, where we maintain this data. Where we maintain
basically
this
data. This is in the CIG, the integration component.
No, this is in the there's a file data import export there.
Okay. Anyway, we'll see that.
We'll see. So this way you maintain it, and the by default whatever the things you are able to see in here, right? So these are coming basically like a default values that has been set for a user profile.
Okay.
Each user will be defined particular cost center, some basic information being assigned to his profile also. Like, so if he creates a PR and PO, then by default, these things will come in there in the system.
Okay.
Yeah. So these things will be coming in here. Then if I scroll down here, a little bit more. Okay. So here you can see this, these things are there. Related projects, any related project are there, you can add them, create project or add to project. Then this is a processing agent. This is the centralized team member name. You can add here. So as of now, it's not configured this one, but this is the processing agent. Processing agent is nothing but the person who's processing this PR. Right? The centralized team member, like, so requester has raised the request that please create the PR, but who created it? Like in case if the user needs to check someone to reach out to that, whether you have created my PR, you have done something wrong in there. So they can track it, right? So this is how you will see like who created this PR. So the processing agent name will come in here.
Okay, it's automatic, no? But in the system, the number, etc., has been created automatically based on.
So as of now, I think it's not applicable here. Otherwise, generally, it will be like same drop down the way we have seen that this one, this way on behalf of. Okay, like you can select, or by default, your name will come in here as a processing agent.
Okay, I mean, processing, is it the person going to buy who is going to actually follow supplier, purchaser mainly? Yeah, the person who's creating it, the PR person, the person who's creating the PR, like I am creating right now, I'm creating it, right? So my name should come in here. Oh, okay. Your name should come. Okay.
Yeah,
fine. Got it. Yeah. I thought someone else who is going to then create the PR.
No.
After
the
you
processing
submit
agent, the person who's creating this PR.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, the name will come.
Okay. Yeah.
Then regions is there, like basically from which region you belongs to and all those things you can select. These are some basic informations. Custom regions are there, some custom fields that you can create in here. So as I said, right, custom fields basically you can't create on your own. You need to ask the SAP Ariba. So for example, the things that you are seeing in here, right, these all fields, these are some standard fields. But you, for example, you want some field which is like not here. Okay,
Yeah.
but you still want that field to be added here in this header field. Okay, in that case you need to reach out to SAP Ariba. You cannot add some custom field on your own. Okay, so this is how it works. So this is one someone is trying to create it. I'm not sure who's does that, but this is a demo system. That's why you're able to do something in here. Otherwise, only the Ariba system, all the Ariba guys, you need to reach out to them, and they can only do this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, deliver to which person you want to deliver. You can mention here anything like any by default values like deliver to Neil, and you can mention his number like something number, mobile number like that, and it will be delivered to this person. Need by date, when you need this material. So you can set up the need by date also of some feature like on by 23rd of June I need this material. Okay, so this is need by date. You can provide some
free text. Huh? It's a free text delivered to.
This way, delivered to is a free text.
Okay.
Delivered to, sorry, need by date is a comment. So you can provide any comments, and if you check box this, the supplier will be able to see the comments which you are maintaining in here. And you have an option to add attachment. If you want to add some documents related to this PR, you can add here also.
Yeah.
Okay. So this information, these fields that you are seeing in here, these are all known as header fields. These fields. Okay. Yeah. And once it is done, then you have it, the line item fields. These are your line items. So this is the segregation. So remember, like when you are creating a PR, it will be also on a PR level, PO level, invoice level. People will ask you, I think, are you referring to something on a line item level or you are referring something to a header level? So anything which is referring here is a line item level. Yeah. Anything you are referring here on the upper side, these are header level.
Header level.
Okay, all the fields are from the header level.
Yeah.
Okay. Now coming down in here, you can see this is the battery bank. If you click on this type here, you select this, like just keep your cursor, it is showing as catalog item.
Yeah.
And where you keep it here, it is showing as a non-catalog item. Okay. So this is the type of the item that you are added here. So I'm going to put here some values in here like 50. Now, if you see this, there are some errors. Okay. There are some errors that we need to check. So I'm gonna select this one and edit one by one. So if you see this, first let me show you. You are able to see, if you show detail, if you click on the show detail, you can see some of the details in here, like detail expanded one. So this line item is there, one, supplier part number, all those commodity code, purchasing plant, purchasing, or all those things are coming, right? And these things are material category, quantity in here. And there's a price, discount, net amount. And you have the charges, taxes, all those things are here, right? Same for the other line item, same similar things. Now you need to edit this one. So I'm selected the first line item and click on the actions. You can see this. These are all the options you have to work on this line item one.
Yeah.
First, you can copy the item, edit details, edit discount, edit charges, edit taxes. Okay. Or you can delete the selected line, delete the discount, delete the charges, delete the taxes. All those things you can do in here. Yeah. Okay. Now let me edit the detail. First, let me edit the detail of the first line item. So you can see on the very top written is, there are 4 problems that require completion or correction in order to complete your request. Now, when we talk about this part, so system give you the red marks wherever there is an error. So if you scroll down, you can see this. This is here. There is some error. Okay, like purchasing org does not match the requirement. So as you can see this,
US, isn't it?
yes, that's the reason, right? So that is you can see the SAP plan. Now we need to select change it, and if I select USA, error will go away. Now you can see this 2 from 4 it became 2, and here you can see this is now coming correctly, no red marks. Here these are the 2 left. I'm going to change this build to, I'm going to change it to the plant 1 or maybe New York, USA. Then cost center, this is the cost center is not correct. I'm going to select here and I'm going to select this operations. Okay, now you can see this, all the errors gone.
Yeah.
So from this, understand this part, the data combination is a very important part in the downstream, because these things are interlinked, like what the company code you have selected, based on that what is the account type, GL account, bill to, cost center you are selecting in the system. Okay, based on that selection, your data will be fetched and your PR will be created. If there's any error in that one, you will not be able to create a PR.
Yeah.
So this is we have done for one line item. So click OK. Now we have another line item that we need to do it. So here, this is the line item. Select now this one and actions, added details. So here now again 4 problems are coming. Let me rectify the same. Coming first here, based on Germany purchasing org needs to change here based on USA. 2 problems, it's gone in here. Now bill to address, Hamburg. Let me select the New York in here. 1 problem, that is a cost center. I'm going to select here this one and here operations. Now all the errors gone. That is for second line item. Apart from this one, if there's any handling charges, shipping charges, you can add here. We have done the pricing, basic details, basic charges of the line item is there, 50 euro. Apart from this one, you can set up the discount also if you want to. But here I'm going to do charges, handling charges, shipping charges, add. Here you can see charge type.
Yeah.
These are the charges coming in here.
Handling and shipping.
So for example, you putting it shipping charges. Shipping charges 5 euro. Apply. Shipping charges 5 euro. 5 euro total charge amount 5 euro, and whatever the total value of the line item, that is 50. So if I put it here, update taxes, 5 is the charge amount and the total value of this line item will become 55. So I'm going to click OK here. You can see this 51 line item. Sub status, this one supplier having another line item, discount 0, charges $5. Sorry, 5 euro. Okay. So in this case, I think second line item we need to select. I'm going to select here action, added details. We haven't added the supplier also. I'm going to add the supplier here also. Where is that supplier? Vendor. So status IT supplier here. Okay, I just selected the supplier also. Clicking OK. Okay. Now you can see this. This is the total 2 items are there, and this one all coming in here. So basically, what we have done is we have created a requisition. We have added the information details of the line items here, and the total value is coming in here. Okay, you can click on this update taxes. Once you click on this option update taxes, it checks the text from the text file, which text files we have maintained in the background of the system. Okay, this is how you maintain the text files. Then you have the check option. You click on this check option, it generally shows, it checks the data in the background, all the data, like everything is fine and not. If there is any error, it will reflect here. Okay, after this check, it will reflect the error. And then comes the third option, that is show approval flow here.
Okay.
Okay, this, if I click on the show approval flow, this also the approval flow will trigger only in the case if your data and everything is correct. If something is not correct, the right approval flow will not trigger. So here you can see this approval flow is triggered.
Yeah.
Okay, if I remove something, like for example, this deliver to, I remove it. Okay, and I just put it, update taxes. See here, the problems are coming. And you can see this approval flow is not coming. Instead of approval flow, the error warning is coming there.
Okay.
So basically the logic is you can always check these things by checking all these information, like by clicking on the approval flow and all. And in case any error is coming, you need to rectify. And if your approval flow is triggering here, that means your all the data is correct and you can submit the requisition. So now let me put it again, deliver to for HQ. I'm just putting headquarter and I'm going to update this one.
I think for purchase requisition, which we are creating now, it doesn't, it might have a standard format, isn't it? Or is there a template for PR also?
No, there is no template. So this is standard.
PR, yeah, it's a standard one. Yeah, okay.
This is
so
standard,
from where this approval flow is coming then?
Yeah, so that I'm going to cover. So
that I will cover.
Okay. So here it is written, see, approval flow design.
Where it is written?
Here. Okay, so I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover that.
Okay.
So there's a separate section for approval flow design for the downstream side. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cover that. So from where it is coming. Now you see this, all these information has been done correctly. Approval flow is also coming correctly. Before, let me submit this one. Okay. So once I submit PR2100, now you can see this view requisition, like it's come here, view requisition. The requisition has been submitted. Now I'm clicking on the view requisition. This is my requisition submitted. So if you click on the history, you can see this. 1st June, submitted budget transaction check for this one. So budget we have not maintained as of now. It's in submitted status. The PR is in submitted status. So once you approve this PR, the PO will get generated. So here you can see this. This is the approval. It is this person and this group, anyone can approve this. And then once it is approved, a PO will get generated. But before that, what I want to show you is the master data in the PR level. Because PR is like the same thing will be, if the PO will get generated, all the information which is we have entered here in the PR, it just get converted into the PO. It will reflect there at the PO level. Okay. Same information will be copied at the invoice level also. So basically the PR is a very triggering point where you need to maintain all this information, get first fetched. So data should be very correct at the PR level. Okay. So here, if I go on this up, I'm gonna go outside here. So where we maintain this data and all, right? So first I'm gonna show you by default value, where it is coming the default value. So UX user, core admin. First you go into the core admin, user profile. So I'm gonna click on this user, and that is other user info. So as I like other user info is the profile where you need to have the data for the downstream perspective. Okay, for a user. I'm gonna put
your user only, but
yes.
That's why it's called other user.
No, same user, like it's a user and other user. So for each other user info will be there, other user info. So other user info means like here, okay, let me show you. First, this is my user ID, right? Okay, first we go in the user section. In this one, user 56. Enter. This is my ID. Okay.
Yeah.
When we are searching the user section, user 56, this is the information coming. You are seeing the very basic information like general, group, all those things are you are like who's my manager, what are roles has been assigned to me. These things you are able to see in the UX user profile, not in the other user info, only in the user profile info. You will be seeing only the part which is like the groups, the roles which are assigned to me. So these are the groups. Groups are nothing but are the roles.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can see this. These are written also here. So for example, if I go scroll it down, I have a lot of roles in here. That's why I'm able to see a lot of things in the system. If I go here, and then OP. So you can see this now. Payment manager is there. Procurement agent. Member of this group. What can they do? So this is how, like, this group is assigned to me. That's why I'm able to perform. Like here you can see member of this group can make and post receipt, requisitions, can purchase orders, invoice. So each role, each group that has been assigned to me have a what I can say, like, have a particular access, particular role, particular authorization.
Yeah.
Okay. Based on that authorization, you will be able to perform some of the things in the system.
Yeah. And every user can be assigned with multiple groups.
Yes. So as of now, you can see this is my ID. UX user 56 has lot of roles.
Yeah. Okay. Groups
Right?
and roles are like similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So groups and roles are the same way, like same thing. You can say, right? The same thing. Okay. Now, so you are seeing when I'm showing you these things, it is only related to the roles and all those things. Whereas when you want to check the other user info, control copy, and I'm going under other user info, pasting here the ID of mine, and I'm going to search here. This is the data related to the downstream of that person. You see this delivered to and purchasing unit.
Yeah.
By default, when I create a PR, delivered to address comes as HQ45, and the purchasing unit is gets selected as SOLEXP001.
Yeah. Comes from here.
Because it is set up here. Same way, P cards is one other thing, that is like if you are given some budget, small budget of buying anything which you do not need any approval and all, so that is known as P card, petty cash or purchasing card, which having a small value that you can buy. Then you have ship to address. This is comes by default, which have you set up in here at your PR level, or billing address. It will be coming the same which you have so set up in here. And then you have the accounting. So you can see this best in Germany, purchasing of Germany. These things are coming from here.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
Okay, so when you create it, so by default these things comes from here because I have created these things. Okay, like these are associated with my profile. Okay.
Yeah.
This is one part. The next comes is the data import. This is very important. Very, very important, I'll say. Okay. Data import, export. Click on it.
Site manager. Okay.
Yeah. Under the site, the very first thing. It will be always the very first site manager. Okay. Under site manager, you have data import, export. Now, all the data, if your system is not integrated, if your system is integrated, you can get the data from any ERP system on a regular basis via the batch jobs and all. In that case, you have this web services status also there. So first understand, import, if you want to load some data into the Ariba system. Export, if you want to extract whatever the data is there in the Ariba system. Web services is the services which you can fetch, which can fetch the data from the ERP system. This thing is used when your system is integrated. Okay, this thing is used when your system is integrated. Ariba has already designed the web services and kept it here. Whichever you want to use, you can use that. Okay. Let me show you some examples. First, under this import, you can see import task. All the data this you need to load, or you need to, like, for example, a unit of measure. Okay, like each, drum, kg, and all those things are a unit of measure, right? So these are the tasks has been created here. If you want to load some data in the system, you need to use this task. Okay. Status, if it is successfully completed, it will show here like completed. It will also show you the data of the last imported. And then here's the option for import. Okay. Export means you can download anything which you want to download. You can see account types or something you want to download. Simply see this, click in here, export, you can download the data. This will give you the data which is available in the system currently. Okay, this is import export. Now, for example, your system is not integrated and someone says you to maintain the company codes, right? Very first, company, search here, company code, enter.
So likewise, how many parameters are there for import available here? There are
a lot of parameters. So you just give the name. From a master data perspective, there are a lot of data is maintained. So here I'm going to remove this import section. If I refresh status and I list all. Okay, so you can see this is a very long list. Like it takes time to fetch.
Import this, so this company status, right? Where this Ariba is implemented. So this has a database also where this will go and sit, isn't it? When you import.
No, this is all gets saved at the data. All this saved in the system on a cloud.
Cloud only, okay.
Cloud only. So that is Ariba is a cloud platform, right? So this is all. Let me show you. So just give me some time. Okay, first, like understand what is a master data. So give me any example. What is a master data? Give me an example.
Item master can be one.
No, item, no. Master data. Master data is generally, if we refer to the master data, is your company code, your purchasing org, your unit of measurement, GL account, cost center, commodities, categories, purchasing groups, purchasing units. All these comes into the master. So the logic of master data is that data, you are going to use it across everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you give me the name, I can search the task for that and I can show you how you maintain. So let's take an example of company code only.
Yeah.
Okay. Company code. Enter. Sorry. Company code. Enter. Here, this is the import company code. So let me first download it. So if I click export here, and if I click here, export company code, this is the export company code, right? I'm going to export this company code. Click OK. Clicking here. So this is the data available in the system for company code side. So first, this is UTF-8. This is a coding of the file by which you will be always, it is always there and you do not need to change it. Second is the header label. This is header file, header details, FSTV, BUT, never changes. So basically you should not change anything about these first two lines in any file. It is coding and the header fields. This should always be standard. Then comes your data. This is the data. This you're gonna change. Okay, this is the data that you will be changing in the long run. So for example, if I go here, 3000 was there, right? We were using some 3000. So 3000, where is that 3000? Maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just right click. Filter. I'm gonna put here 3000 equals to 3000. Here, Western USA.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the one we are using. This is the company code coming in here. So this is how you maintain and you see the data under it, under the table. You need to maintain some data. You need to maintain via this file. You will be deleting this file or deleting this data. And you, for example, someone asks you to add 2 more countries like Western Germany, Western Malaysia. They also ask you Western, add Western Europe, like any country, New Zealand, or Western Australia also. These 2 countries you need to add. So you need to make an entry here like this, separately, new entry. Like you need to delete all this, and then you need to make one more entry, 2 entries here.
Yeah.
And then
that was one of my questions. So when you import it, the existing records, they remain as it is. They are not touched, isn't it? They don't get deleted.
Right. So basically what happens is,
usually.
So here you can see this, how you load it. So for example, if I go here, import, once you prepare the file, import company codes. These are the options for you to import. This is how you load the data in the Ariba system.
Okay. These are the
First option is to load. The very safest option, very useful option, and always try this option as a recommendation, I'll say. Load option. What happens is, you can read this, creates and modifies the object using the values in the import file. For example, you have already like this much. How many these are the data is? Shift down, just shift control down. So this is 168. Currently, how much entries are there? 168. Okay. Someone asked you that, please add 2 more countries under the company code. 2 more company code. Okay. They simply ask that. In that scenario, what you will do? You need to just prepare the same file. You do not need to again keep the same data. You can simply delete all the data and just keep 2 entries line. So let me do that. Don't worry about it. Okay, this is all testing. So shift control up. Okay, I'm gonna delete these entries in here. Delete. Okay, I think so here I'm gonna shift. Like this, you can delete the entries here. Are still there. Okay, and just keep 2 entries here. All the entries can be deleted. Is it? Okay, like this, you can delete all these entries. Just keep the one which are. Just remove this filter too. So shift. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna delete other 2 entries, any other on entries, and just keep the 2 entries in here in this file. Okay. Now you need to save this file and load this. So out of that 190 that previously was there, these 168. These 2 will get added in that one.
Yeah, with the load option, but we did not check. I think it will check the.
Yes, it will check. So how it works is, if there's a duplicate entry, here you can see this. If an object in the import file does not exist in the database, object will be created. But if an object in the import file already exists in the database, it is modified. So that is why I'm saying like it is the best way, because when you are loading this file, if you are by mistakenly, if you have these entries are new, like it's not there already in the system, it will get created. But for example, you have this is already in the system, it will not create them new entry, it will just update them, which is the latest data which you are sending here in this file.
Yeah, if it's the data is exactly same, it will just create duplicate.
Yeah, so it will. Sorry, come again.
Suppose if you are using create option, in that case, if the data exists already, it will unnecessarily create a duplicate line, isn't it?
Yes, it will not modify it, it will simply create it. So here that next option, create new objects in the data using the value in the import file. It is an object already exists in the data, it is not modified.
It is not modified, yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying, so very first option is the best option to use it, where if it is already existing, it will update it. If it is not there, it will create it. Or you want to create something, you can always use this second option, that is for create.
Yeah.
Okay. Then comes this third option, update only. Please do not use this option, especially in the test run that we have in the during testing, because if you use this option, this option does is, in the practical also, if you are already working on a project, please never use this one. This option is only used when you are loading the data in the Ariba system or for the very first time. Very first time. Okay. Once it is being loaded, you do not use this option second time after that anytime. Because if you are using this option, what it does is it will delete all the old data, and whatever the data is there in the file, it will just make that active only. Like for example, if you use this data, you selected this one and you try to load this file. Okay. So in this case, what will happen is all the old 168 entries will get deleted.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Only this two will be available then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Like Ariba gives you little bit kind of you can say like that it's a like update only. The option name is update only, right? But
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is confusing actually.
Right. It's little confusing. Okay.
Yeah.
But that should not be the way actually. But like this is how it is. We can't change this. This is the basic agreement. But never use this one. Okay. You can also read these things here. Like the operation can cause deactivated objects to be reactivated or object deactivation and all. So always try to avoid this if you are doing the load. So like generally we do it very first time when we implement, and also during that time, very first time you can use this option. But after the, because like before doing the real data load, sometimes you load some test data in that. Okay. That you want to delete. So in that case, when you are loading the actual data very first time, then you can use it. So all the old testing data will get deleted from that system. That is fine. And your real data will get into the system. So for the first time, it is okay. But second time, please do not do that. And especially in our test system, please do not, because the data we have set up is like is quite there because a lot of people are working on it. If we delete it, a lot of issues will come.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Right.
this way comes the last option, that is deactivate. So in Ariba, generally we never delete something. We generally say it in a deactivate. Okay. Like someone say like, can you delete these line items or company codes or something like that? So that means like you will be doing a deactivation. Okay. So deactivation means like if you do not, like for example, there are previously same file, the file works the same file. For example, now these two data was there already in the file, but these two company codes are now not in use. And you say like, please remove this from the data because these are now not applicable. So we do not want to keep the data in the system. So simply you will be saving this same file, and same file will load it there under this section deactivate. Okay. The file format is the same. It's just the operation that you are doing it depends on.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you load, and you remember always load the file that is .csv. Ariba only accepts the .csv format of the file.
Yeah.
If
Best
you are
thing is
loading
to
it.
export and update that file, isn't it? And
exactly. So if you
as you
export
did.
this file, simply export the file, change the data section here. Do not touch these two ones, and just save that file and again upload. Naming convention, all those things doesn't matter. Okay, Ariba system does not check the naming convention here. Data definitely reject, but naming convention, like if you put company code, export or something, doesn't matter. You need to simply load here the file.
Yeah. And how about the details of the fields? For example, in this company code, there are 4 columns.
Right.
Three of them are like field code. Okay. So to know more details about it.
Yes, it's there. I'm going to show you that. For this one, if you click on this, let me cancel this first. Cancel. To read this file, you see this download data dictionary.
Okay.
This data dictionary will always be there in any case, anywhere in any company who's using Ariba. This is a support document that Ariba by default provides to every client. Like if you're buying Ariba, it will be there.
Okay.
So if I think I have already downloaded this download data dictionary. I'm just checking in my downloads. Otherwise, it takes some time. Here is the data dictionary. Okay, I'm going to open it. This is the one. Okay. And all the fields that tasks that you have seen in here, you click in here, all those fields and the tasks you can see in here. In this file. So if I go for company code, let me search it company code. It's a long list. Same way, the same parameters are there for that one. Where is the company code? Company.
It was alphabetically.
No, it's not. And actually, it start with E and all. So the initial start is export, import that way. So it's so here it is, company code, export company codes. Okay, so export company codes. Click OK on the company code. Export company code. No, sorry, this is commodity code, not company code. Okay, let me more sheets.
Up it went, I think.
It went up.
It was like, I think company word I saw. Maybe it might be different.
Here. Import company codes are there. Okay,
Yeah,
let me click. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here if you see this is the import. So we have the export, like it's the same, like import, export having the same fields in there, right? So whether the files have. So here you can see this import company codes, the SAP entity. Company code represents an independent accounting unit with a client. Each company has its own balance sheet and its own profit loss statement.
Yep,
okay, this is a description. Then you have data file name. So what is the data file name? It's a company code.csv.
Yeah, okay.
And here are the file column names. BUKRS, BUTXT, and purchasing unit and FSTV. Same are there in the file in the company code. FSTVA, BUTXT, BUKRS, and the purchasing.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Now, what this says. So here, this is the first new file column name. Sometimes company can get it the file column name change as per their own requirement, but the background, the main field will never be get changed because it's a configuration done in the background. So it will never get changed. Only representation purpose, the new file column names can be set up, but generally nobody uses that way. But yes, there's an option if you want to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then you have the field name. So for example, BUKRS. What is this? It's a unique name. It's a description. What is this field about? Unique internal identifier of the company code.
Yeah. This field names they have used the same like in ERP, SAP system. BUKRS is company code.
Exactly the same there in that also. Because this is an SAP system. So as I said, right? See, if you want to map something, so if you are doing an integration with SAP already with the SAP system, it will be easy for you because the same fields are there, same fields are in here, and same data character set and all those things are there, which is similar to the ERP side. So the mapping of the fields will be easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Same way, you can see this next is the BUTXT, which is name of the company or the company code. Then you have the procurement, purchasing unit, then the business ID, system ID, and the field status. The data type also given in here, what data type it's going to be, accept, and what is the string length. So if you see this, here, this FSTVA has a 4 string length. So FSTVA, if I go here, okay. If I go here in the company, FSTVA, you can see this, it is always 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 characters are because string length is given as 4 in the dictionary. Okay, what is the value you can put? Sample values are there given, which sample values you can put in here. Whether these fields are required, true and or. This is true, like the fields are required. Allow null value, you can allow like 0 value or null value. Yes, you can allow the null value also.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the way you will be referenced to file and all. So this is how you will be able to read a particular file. So any file, anything that you want to see in here, it will be reflecting like this. Same way you can see any purchasing related file and all. And you can see that here in the Ariba system, the same file. So for example, if I show you one more file, anything is there. If I go here for Purchasing group or something. Let me see if I can find out something related to that one. Purchasing groups.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the purchasing group file. If I go here in the Ariba system and if I search here the purchasing group, PURCHASING, purchasing, importing purchasing unit is coming. Let me search its import. Let's see if it is the same one. Sorry, not import, it's a cancel in here. Export. Let me see if it is the same, if I can use purchasing unit. Oh, no, I think this is different. This is not the one because we are finding out purchasing unit group and we are looking for purchasing data dictionary, which is purchasing. This is purchasing group. Let me search unit also. Export, wire remittance, suppliers, tax code, timesheets, users, transactions. Purchasing groups, right? Purchasing group is there. Purchasing unit. Okay, purchasing unit. So this is purchasing unit. So here you can have this purchasing unit file here. Okay, so the same file we have downloaded also, purchasing unit. So description, log label, parent, unique name and name. So you can see that this is the purchasing unit coming for me, which is assigned to my ID, right?
Yeah,
Sole experience. And same you can see here in this data dictionary purchasing unit. So this is the one. Label, the type of organization entity maintained in here, description, the user visible description for the purchasing unit, that description that we are seeing in here, which is visible for us, right? This is the one. So description, sole experience PU, like this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Same way you have this. Others like log file name, if anything is there, parent, what is the parent, unique name, a unique identifier of the purchasing unit, and the name, user visible name for the purchasing unit. Okay. So this is the way you can read, and what is the parameters, what are some sample values are given, what is the length of the string length that you can use. So these things are being provided here in the Ariba system in the download data dictionary. So, okay, one more thing I'll say, like data dictionary is there. I have explained you also there, but still these things are not that easy. You need to have a little experience once you work on it, because what happens is these things are like even a small comma, a small dot can create an error while you are loading this data. So if I show you how these things works and how you check it, for example, let's take the company code. Okay, that is a little easy to explain here. Import company codes. Once you import the data, okay, you need to check the status. If it is coming like this way, completed, that means the data loaded correctly. Still, you need to click on this completed section. You need to check here. Okay, records created 1. Last time it is last process, last date is like 22/7/3. Status completed. History, you can check like last time who all has done and what all the processes are there. Documents like the data processed. So you can see this. These are the data, process data, last process, status, records created, records updated, records deleted. All this information will always be given to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, if there's any error comes, so generally when you load the data, error comes. Okay. If the error comes, let me delete something in here and like list all. So if the error comes, you will see the status is coming like this, error. User group mapping. Someone loaded this one file, this user group mapping file, and it is giving error. When you click on this error, it will show you. So here you can see this records created, updated, deleted, 0. All those things are coming 0 and the status is error. And this error will be saying here in error detail. So this tab will come only when you have an error. Otherwise, this tab will not come.
Yeah.
Then here you need to read it. From here you can see this fatal. The severity is fatal. Error message, data exists outside the code field on line 173. So outside the code field means someone is trying to load the data which is not correct. Here you can see this encoding not set in the file. Like someone is trying to, here you can see this itself. Someone is trying to load a Excel file.
Yeah, all 4 files are
Excel file. That's why the system is giving you the error, because Ariba accepts only CSV file.
Yeah.
Right. So this is how, when you learn it, you work it. So these things are most of the times, even like we also sometimes face error. So we need to always renew, like learn this way, that we need to run it and then we need to again update, see this, what are the errors coming. We need to correct the data again. And once the data is get corrected, then you need to work again on it, like loading again.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we perform the loading of the data in the Ariba system. So you can give any name and you can use it that way. Also, if you see this, the same thing happens, like the same data, the company code and all those things can be loaded via the integration if you have a system integrated.
Okay. Yeah. Like that.
So here, if you see this company code, okay, go to the web services statuses, and if possible, can you just quickly read this? Is it visible to you? It's a very small.
Yeah, it's visible still. Use the import company codes web service to receive company codes data from external system to SAP Ariba solution. Yeah, got it. So this external system can be SAP as well as non-SAP, Oracle. It could be.
Anything. Like you need to just make the integration. You need to integrate that system, whichever the system is there. But you can fetch the data based via the web services from any ERP, any third-party system, like any ERP system. It could be SAP HANA or any other Oracle or something. If it is configurable, you can, like, if you can map it, you can fetch the data here in the Ariba system.
Yeah.
Okay. So this way, the data will keep on coming like regularly. You do not need to do everything like this job. These are like jobs. Okay. So like it will run after every 2 hours or 24 hours, once in a 24 hours time, like that way. And whatever the data will be there at the ERP side. So ERP, there's a table that is known as Ariba change.log table. From a SAP perspective, I say SAP ERP side, there's a table named Ariba change.log table. So if there's any change in that, for example, in the Ariba change.log table, what happened is previously, yesterday, you have created 2 new company codes. Okay. And the job run is 24 hours, after 24 hours. So after 24 hours, this job will run, and whatever the new data will get created in the ERP side will be get accumulated into that Ariba change.log table. And this web service will run it, and it will fetch the data from that table, all the change data, and it will bring that data here in the Ariba system and update it here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how it works in the integration perspective. But as I said, like, see, from Ariba perspective, you already have the web services. You already have the setup, everything in here. The major part and the work comes when we have talked about the integration is from the ERP side and the middleware team. Okay. They need to work quite a lot from their side. They need to like configure it. They need to first implement the service packs in there. Once they need to go there in the SPRO, they need to configure all those things in there. All those things needs to be done, checking, and although after that, this connectivity needs to be set up, and then you need to use it. So major part comes from major part comes from integration. That's why I said, right, when we talk about the integration, like the multiple teams come into the picture, and the ERP team and the middleware team needs to play a pivotal role, and they need to have a better understanding and the knowledge, because a lot of technical aspects come into the picture also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, one question on there. So in our course, those things are not the CI. Of course, the one middleware part is taught, but SAP system point of view, what configuration is required for integration? Those things are not within this.
Because that is like, see, if you know that, right, that is itself a very vast field. Like ABAP, like not a normal guy can do that. Even the ERP, if you are just an ERP consultant, like a normal guy who know how to like run the transaction T codes or basic idea of the configuration, no, that person will not be able to do all those things. You need some experienced person who has a ABAP kind of person, who knows where to set up the conditions and all those things from the ERP, because you need to change a lot of things in there in the ERP side.
Okay.
So
is
basic
there like
knowledge
a module within this cloud foundation which teaches that? I mean, just for my reference.
No, I didn't get your question.
If I want to learn those things, that train into those things, like from ERP side also, what all is required, on ERP.
Sorry, your voice
SAP
is
side.
coming.
Yeah. I mean, able to hear?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, within Cloud Foundation, is there any other course which teaches those things from ERP side, what we need to do, like what all integration, configuration, which you mentioned, ABAP related things we need to do? So, any other course? Not this one, but of course, it is not within just for my information,
knowledge, right?
Nothing else. Yeah, knowledge point of view.
No, I'm not
Suppose
sure.
if
Like
someone is looking for that,
Yes. So basically, if you know something, the course which related to the, what I can say, like which is related to that ABAPers and all those things, right? SAP HANA and SAP MM or MDG side perspective. Yes, those courses are available, I think, with them, but I'm not sure on that part, because these are very
not the ERP module, just Ariba integration point of view. What all we need to do on SAP side, only that part. Not the whole SAP MM module or anything. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like maybe you can reach out to them.
I can check. I can check.
You can check. But I'm not sure on that part. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. Just thought of asking. Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. So, but like this is how it works. So as I said, right, see, integration is generally when you need to have like multiple teams to work together. And here, like middleware consultant will be there, which handles the middleware part. Then you have the ERP consultant, developers, or the developer tools who handle the ERP side. So then all those people come together and they work together. Then these things works in a better way.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Right. Yeah. Sure.
So these are the things. So, and I hope now it is clear, like how to maintain the data in the system, how you will be able to read the download data dictionary. You can load a lot of things. Even users you can create from here. Users, import users. Okay, import users. You want to unit of measurement, load unit of measurement. Okay, you can do all those things also. Unit of measurement you can import. So any data that you cost centers. If you want to load cost centers, you can load the cost centers also. And there's one more. Okay, sorry, I forgot one more. Commodity. There is a file which is very important, that commodity to commodity mapping.
Okay.
This file is very important. So you see that, right? When I'm selecting one company code, respective some data is accepted and some data are not accepted.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. This is you need to maintain in this file. If I show you this file, just a second, I already have it downloaded with me. Recently, I think commodity code export. Yes, I have downloaded this one recently. This is the file. So first, again, in this one, if you see this, the first one, again, the same UTF-8 encoding. The second is your line is having the header fields. Okay. And here, based on the commodity code and your company code, here is that very important. Okay, let me explain you slowly. So this is important file. So general ledger, here you have the general ledger and the company code. And you need to enter here the details. Then you have the item category. So if I show here, these are things in here in our PR. Let me go back to the PR also, referring the both things, you'll be able to easily understand this. There is the PR, that is test PR for meal. Okay. So you can see this company code coming this way, purchasing unit coming in here, plant, and if we have anything which is detail of any in line item, commodity code. Okay, so as of now I selected all, and here you can see the item category material. So it could be material or it could be any other thing. So same thing you need to maintain based on this commodity. You need to maintain here item category, then account type. So this account type is here under this accounting data. This is the account type. So you can see the cost center we selected because you will be able to see only the cost center most of the case, because we have only the cost center here. It could be WBS, it could be internal order also. Like this is a test system, so we have kept it very limited data. Not much data is being created. But yes, in actual world, you will be able to see here and the account type, cost center, internal order, WS number, all those things also come under this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you have this UNSPC code, material group, which is you are fetching from the ERP side. And somehow, not all it is mandatory, but some of the data you need to maintain here. And then you can see this. This is the main factor, common ID. So common ID means commodity code. This common ID means the commodity code here. This commodity code, page up commodity. This is the commodity code. So based on this commodity code and the company code, you need to maintain the data in this file, the entry of that particular. So for example, if you see this, I have selected here all. So commodity code is all. Our commodity is all. And here you can see this cost center K, account type coming K. This is here we have maintained account category K, and the cost center you have seen, like we have all the entries of the cost center there in that one. And you can see this GL laser. So this is the GL 41500, and this is the company code. The same entries are here in this one. Build 3000 and the GL account. So
this is in the PR you are checking. No? This is
yes,
PR.
the PR. This is the PR.
PR item,
so,
line item. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So this is how the system checks. This is how the system checks, and you need to. This is how system is giving you error if something is not maintained here in this file. Then if you are using that combination, system will give you error.
Yeah.
So the combination of GL account, company code with commodity code needs to be maintained. Account with the account category and all those things needs to be maintained here in this file.
Yeah.
Okay. So this commodity mapping file is a very important file. Based on that, only the selection. Like user can ask you, like I'm selecting all commodity code, but the GL I'm trying to use this one, I'm not able to select it. So in that case, you need to see here, come here, what is the like entry has been maintained here. Sometimes, most of the time, there are a lot of entries needs to be made for a single commodity code also. Okay. This commodity, for example, this commodity is also be used for this GL account, and this commodity also be used with this GL account, and this commodity also needs to be used with this GL account. So then in this case, you need to have maintained the 3 line items with same commodity but different GL.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you maintain the data in the files in the commodities so that you can create a PR in the Ariba system. So I think that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.